Lights, camera, action.
When a script is written that is so bad, no one will film it. These brave podcasters will bring it to life just so they can mock it. This is Table Reads.
So the movie's kaput, which means your script ain't worth the buffalo shit on a nickel.
Table Reads with Sean McBee, Kelly Levier, and Joshua Baker.
Hey everybody, welcome to Table Reads, episode 75, which sounds important.
Wow, that does sound impressive.
So many.
Aw, thanks guys.
Almost, that's like, 3/4 of 100.
Yeah.
That is how math works.
3/4 of 100. So, another 5 years and we'll get to 100 at this rate. I have Kelly Levier here and Joshua Baker. Say hi, guys.
No.
Hi there.
Don't endorse this.
Kelly refuses to talk into microphones. It makes this whole podcasting thing real difficult.
She's busy.
Not gonna lie.
She's busy eating a McFlurry.
Don't you judge me. Don't you shame me.
Oh, you walk in with McDonald's, I judge and shame.
You're just jealous I didn't bring you one.
True fact.
Maybe if Josh ever brought me a payday.
Hey, we can share it. It's king size.
And I'll tell you what, this podcast is never going to be a payday for any of us. So it's been an exciting time. And by exciting, I mean the most tedious baseball watching,
Toddler fetishizing.
fall watching in slow motion,
Thug juggling.
Billionaire capturing.
So, I guess let's find out what we've been up to.
Previously on Table Reads.
It's been hyperbole bingo. The deadest man you ever saw is resurrected, while the averagest kid you ever saw is given powers by the oldest man you ever saw and becomes Captain Marvel, the world's mightiest mortal, which makes the most over-sexualized 15-year-old girl you ever saw have the total hots for him.
Yeah, sounds right.
Yep.
So, with the power of the gods at his disposal, Billy Batson uses his newfound abilities to cheat at chess, cheat at baseball, get into a sexy movie, almost kill his best friend, juggle some thugs, and cheat at a test. Real superheroic stuff.
Sounds like the political career of a lot of the people in office right now.
Oh, God. What gods had to come together to give those superpowers? When we left off, Captain Marvel was in the middle of his first act of true heroism, rescuing Mr. Gates, the orphanage magnate, and a few other billionaires from the clutches of Sivana.
Fade in.
I always like to start with the most appropriate music first.
Yeah, obviously. Sounds like we're in a Devil May Cry game.
Heck yeah.
Which, Devil May Cry 5 was one of my favorite games in recent history, if you haven't played it.
I have
You
not.
should. I did not get endorsed by Capcom for that, but now I wish I did, because give me that cash money.
Capcom, send her some free stuff.
Capcom, you can reach her on Instagram at xKiraKelly. And when you go there, you'll see why you'll need to sponsor her.
You could
Oh,
do,
thanks.
you could
That
do
was
gender
unexpectedly
bend.
nice.
You could totally gender bend that.
I don't know if I could pull that off. That would mean having any semblance of muscle tone.
Capcom is going to want you to dress as Ryu.
I'd do it for you, Capcom.
Can you
I'd do
say,
it.
sure you can?
Sure you can.
Sure you can.
Sure you can.
So specifically what happened when we left off was Magnificus, who is now Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Indeed. Okay.
had thrown an unsuspecting bellhop off a balcony and then wondered for quite a while why there wasn't a splat. And it was because that bellhop was Captain Marvel rising up like Marty in alternate 1985, coming up on the DeLorean after he jumps off Biff's Pleasure Palace. All of that is lost on Kelly.
Yep, 100% lost.
Who's Biff?
Come on, butthead.
Make like a tree and get out of here.
By the way, since we all last saw each other, I got to see Back to the Future on the big screen, and it was amazeballs.
That sounds awesome.
It was fantastic. Unlike this music. That is so much better. But that was just for my awesome
Your intro.
storytelling.
Yeah, it's your intro.
That should be my intro.
This just follows you around everywhere.
It really should. I really need like a heavy metal band with the big hair to follow me around.
It's following you around. You're like at the dealership for your car. You're like, yeah, can you make sure you rotate the tires? Like,
exactly. I mean, we all need that, right, in our lives.
I feel like they'd rotate the tires quick fast if you had a metal band following you around.
Not to confuse with slow fast. Quick fast.
quick fast.
Oh yeah, no,
Double quick fast.
The slow fast. That they try to sell you on it, and they charge extra, and it's not worth it.
It sounds like they'd sell you that in 1984.
True.
Double plus ungood.
Oh, you meant the book, not the year.
I winked.
They could hear that, Joshua. It's fine.
They could
I don't have a soundboard. I would go ting.
Gotta manufacture that eye twinkle here.
Okay, so Captain Marvel rose up, and he looked fabulous, if you recall.
Of course he does.
Cut to Beautia in the suite as she stares out at Captain Marvel. And this is a big moment in her life. She is gorgeous. Yes, we know that. Brilliant. Yes, we know that too. But the men in her family have not been supportive, to say the least. Now, as she stares transfixed at Captain Marvel, you can feel her heart, and it is pounding. It's not how movies work. She has found her perfect man.
For everyone to know, when we were talking about meeting up for this podcast earlier today, I was just like, yeah, and I'll be Beautia, who's just desperate for any man to love her. Literally any man. And this just entirely proves my point. This poor girl. Daddy issues.
Are you saying that Bill Goldman isn't a feminist icon?
Shocker, I know.
He's probably turning over in his grave right now.
And you stopped us before the best part.
Oh, sorry.
Love comes so fast sometimes.
It does indeed.
Sometimes too fast. Sometimes people are disappointed. Behind her, Sivana takes some files from his briefcase, shoves them at his son, who pockets them.
Prove your love, Magnificus. Show no mercy.
Pointing out.
Whoever or whatever he is, kill him.
To Beautia.
You, take your camera. Go to the roof and record his triumph.
Beautia nods, heads out the door. That's so fucked.
Take your cell phone.
Go make yourself
Go
useful.
live on Facebook.
Go take some film of your brother being awesome.
Put it on Snapbook.
Put it on the snapbook.
Sivana turns, a final victory gesture to Magnificus. Then he is gone.
What is a victory gesture? Like a fist bump?
Yeah, right? It's the V. That's V
he
for,
just,
V
he
for
just
victory.
peace signed his son and walked off.
See you later, bro. Come on! yeah, there you go.
Magnificus stands still a moment, staring out, and there is joy on his face. Cut to Captain Marvel, and here he comes, his body bullet-shaped as he roars in over the terrace, head first. Cut to Magnificus, launching himself head first through the open French doors. Cut to the world's mightiest mortal, colliding with the world's strongest man. Full speed, head first. The sound is horrible. Both men are dazed. Cut to the terrace as they come crashing down. Rubbing their heads, staring at each other. Captain Marvel makes it to his to his feet first, charges. Cut to Magnificus, and for an instant, his body assumes a pose like the martial arts photographs we saw in the kitchen. Then his body uncoils in a way we've never seen. His legs lash out, connects with Captain Marvel's stomach. Captain Marvel gasps, surprised, and careens into the wall. Captain Marvel, as he goes down, but only for an instant, he's up again and charging. This time, Magnificus goes into a different style of attack, kicks the Captain hard again, this time in the throat. Captain Marvel goes down again, is slower getting up.
If you're trying to make me overconfident, you're doing a wonderful job.
Cut to Captain Marvel, close up. Clearly, his opponent is more experienced than he is. Yeah, he's been doing this for like a day.
He was lifting earlier, too. He had, like, hella protein shakes and, like, pre-workout.
Oh, yeah, this dude is ready.
Yeah, he's ready.
Like muscle milk all day.
He wasn't juggling anybody earlier either.
No.
He's all worn out.
No, that's no fun and games for Magnificus. It's all training for this.
Make sure you have your camera.
Captain Marvel close up. Clearly his opponent is more experienced than he is. But he rises again, and this time, no charge. He walks toward Magnificus for free. Cut to Magnificus, and this time, no martial arts counterattack. He waits in the middle of the room as Captain Marvel throws his arms around him, puts him in a bear hug. The air starts to go out of Magnificus. Captain Marvel increases his pressure. Now Magnificus' arms lock around Captain Marvel. There's no possessive there. Just Magnificus arms.
He just is arms. Always skips leg days.
Double bear hug.
He's Johnny Bravo.
Cut to Captain Marvel and Magnificus. Their bodies locked. Their arms taut and straining. Now a gasp. And it's from Captain Marvel. And the news is not good. Magnificus is stronger than Hercules.
Unlikely.
Seems unlikely.
Maybe he has, like, secret messages between his toes that just spell out the special workout.
Well, you remember his dad gave him the special muscle melt.
Muscle paste.
Yes.
Paste.
It's like, I thought of this when I was in prison. Thought I'd whip it up for you. Here you go.
It was a Russian gulag.
They break. Cut to Captain Marvel. I feel bad for Kelly because her character gets the first thing when we come back in. It's like, oh, here's her. And it's really just like, look at her. Look how horny she is. Then she runs away.
And creeps from afar with a camera.
It's the whole...
No lines.
No lines.
It's the story
That's
of
like
this
the story of the script.
whole script.
Yeah.
I mean, women are best seen and not heard in that Goldman household, I guess.
I just saw Captain Marvel, so I keep reading Captain Marvel, and I'm like...
You're like, yeah,
Is
women
this Brie Larson? Like, yeah.
Yeah, this is not Brie Larson.
No.
We wish. This would be a very different script.
It
Never seen a sexier
probably
butt.
be a better script.
Mm-hmm.
Can we go out on that limb?
If we watched Billy Batson turn into Brie Larson, this would definitely be a better
Then it would
script.
be a manga.
That's a better movie for
For sure.
100%.
That's the next evolution, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would he say other than Shazam to turn into Brie Larson?
Shagina.
He's here all week.
We were all like,
Do we know him well enough to tell him how terrible that was? I mean,
It turns out we do. We do know him.
Darn
that
it.
well.
Yes.
I tried.
And forever.
where the hell are we? They break. Cut to Captain Marvel, and for just an instant, it's there behind his eyes. Fear. Cut to Magnificus, and he sees the fear. Can't help a quick smile. Now he gestures for the captain to come and get him, and cut to Captain Marvel moving in. Cut to Magnificus, the vials his father gave him in his hands now as the captain approaches. In one sudden move, he flings the stuff in the vials at the captain, at his eyes more precisely. Cut to Captain Marvel, close up as the liquid hits his eyes, and he's blind!
Oh.
He cries out in shock. His hands go to his face. Cut to Magnificus, watching, fascinated. Cut to Captain. Hey, look how crazy that is when you throw bleach in somebody's eyes, they go blind. Fascinated?
You could shoot him in the chest with a bullet, but you can't put anything in his eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Very sensitive.
Obviously.
Johnson & Johnson's only.
I mean, you guys remember the awesome scene in...
I mean, he is 12.
Was it Superman Returns, the Bryan Singer one, where some guy like holds a gun to his eyeball and shoots him, and they have that like close-up shot where the bullet like ricochets off his eyeball?
I don't remember that.
No.
It was the Bryan Singer one then. Because everybody here has Man of Steel like memorized by heart, right?
No.
Yes.
Fascinated. Cut to Captain Marvel trying to get away. Cut to Magnificus. No chance of that. He goes into a dive, his body parallel to the ground. And he stomps Captain Marvel in his unprotected face.
Just curb stomping in this script.
Well, yeah. I mean, standard superhero fare, right?
Yeah, totally.
Beating 12-year-olds.
Beating 12.
Casual child abuse.
My favorite trope of any superhero film.
Oh, yeah. And the over-sexualizing of a 15-year-old girl, right?
Yeah,
we can all agree that.
Yes.
Yeah,
a staple.
Cut to Captain Marvel, helpless, flying off the terrace, slamming into the neighboring building. He reaches out blindly, manages to find a ledge, gropes around, climbs on. He can, like, legit fly, though. We just saw him do this. Why is he scrambling for ledges? Cut to Beautia. Is her heart back in her mouth so she can't speak again? On the roof of the building where the fight started, camera whirring away. Cut to Magnificus, jumping down to the street, grabbing a large metal statue, ripping it off its pedestal, and as he jumps back up, cut to the captain on the ledge, rubbing his eyes desperately. Cut to Magnificus, swinging the statue like a club toward Captain Marvel's unprotected head, and cut to Captain Marvel as the blow lands and he is knocked off the ledge, knocked across to the roof of another building. Cut to Magnificus, swinging the statue again, cursing as it breaks apart on Captain Marvel's body. Captain Marvel stands helpless. We're on an open rooftop. Magnificus moves in, stands right in front of him.
Hit me! What can you do? Nothing! Not a thing!
Cut to the Wizard, sadly watching the slaughter on his historama.
Oh, Billy, I am so sorry.
Cut to Captain Marvel stands there, blind, doing his best to be ready for the next attack.
No mercy now!
And with that, Magnificus takes off to the next building, one under construction.
Of course, the other superhero staple.
I love under construction buildings. They always have like weapons laying around and like bricks.
And when the superheroes inevitably demolish
Wreck
it,
them.
you really want to see some guy in a hard hat coming back from lunch going, "Oh man!"
No, they're union. They're like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, more work.
Just put that wall up. Cut to Magnificus ripping a huge girder from the new building. Turning, picking up speed, heading straight toward the blind man. Not Captain Marvel, just another blind man.
The saddest,
Crummiest blindest man you ever saw.
Stevie Wonder, is that you?
Picking up speed, heading straight toward the blind man, aiming the girder at Captain Marvel's unprotected face. We've established it's unprotected, thanks. Nothing Captain Marvel can do but wait for whatever's coming. Magnificus grips the girder tighter, zeroes in. The collision is awful. The girder splits in half from the impact. The captain falls to his knees, helpless. Magnificus slams the girder down in frustration, goes back to the other building for another one, a bigger one. He jumps toward the top of the new building, Cut to Captain Marvel on his knees. He knows it's over. He knows he's going to lose. Cut to the Wizard closing his eyes. He knows it's over too. Cut to Captain Marvel. And this terrible rage and hopelessness overtakes him. How could you lose like this? He humiliated you when it mattered. You let evil win. How many will die now?
I mean, not many. Sivana wasn't, trying to kill a bunch of people. He just wanted money.
Money, right?
Three guys.
Yeah.
3 guys.
The fate of the world is on me.
I mean, they are billionaires, so each of them is worth a lot more than most Americans.
I mean, considering Sivana was dead, too. I mean, I imagine billionaires, you don't become a billionaire and, collect wealth like that on nobody's, dime.
Yeah.
Right? It comes from somewhere.
I mean, those 3 lives are easily worth the next 100 million civilians, right?
Right? See?
Just approximately.
Sure.
Yeah. Cut to Captain Marvel. Close up. And suddenly his face is flooded with tears. Tears of rage. And helplessness. And failure. And... Says that in the directions. Just want to point that out. If you don't believe me, you can download this script. I keep forgetting to mention this. You can download the script at tablereadspodcast.com. There's a page of scripts. You can read every script that we've ever done on this show for yourself. Turn to page 101 of Shazam and read where the direction reads, He's blinking now. He's the world's mightiest mortal, right? So why shouldn't he have the world's mightiest tears? I'm getting real mad, guys. Tears that could wash away acid. He roars to his feet, rubs his eyes. Now he opens his eyes and looks out at the world. He can see again. And then amazement is on his good face.
He put on his good face. They're unicorn tears.
Cut to the nearby building and a shadow of a powerful man. Stunned to the shadow. Zeus? Is that you? The shadow seems to nod. If you need to feel needed, now's a good time. I could use a little help here. Cut to the giant shadow. It does not move. Why would you see a big shadow and think, that's probably Zeus?
I mean, it makes sense.
I mean, you have the, best ears, too, right?
But what if it's just Solomon?
Just lurking.
He's
just ready to cut some babies.
He's ready to look at your good face. Cry more.
Cut to Magnificus flying in with the new girder. Cut to the shadow. Wrong shadow.
Who knows, Levin?
Still doesn't move. Cut to Magnificus. And he is a rocket now. A rocket with a giant deadly weapon. And he is coming closer now. And he is going faster than he ever has now. And Guys, I hate the way Bill Goldman writes. Everything about the way he writes.
Cut to.
Yeah.
Cut to.
Cut to.
Cut to.
Every time there's a cut in the editing room, this says cut to. That's not how this has ever worked.
He's just like a control freak, I think. He wants to make sure you know exactly where that cut goes.
I hate the way this reads. He wrote Princess Bride, and still
Don't let it ruin that. Soldier on.
Cut to Fezzik.
We've read some really, really bad scripts on this show, but none has been more syntactically bad than this script. Just the way it is, it's made to rub me the wrong way.
That's exactly how it's made, Sean.
It makes me feel icky. Anyway, And he is a rocket now, a rocket with a giant deadly weapon. He's coming closer now, and he is going faster than he ever has now. And cut to the Shadow, hesitating, and cut to Magnificus. And this is it. He's so close, and cut to the Shadow. And at last it moves. And in a blink, it's disappeared inside the captain, and just in time. Cut to Magnificus, with this great look of joy on his face as he flies in with the new giant girder aimed straight at the captain's unprotected face. Too late, baby! It says in the directions. Cut to the captain, grabbing the girder, flipping it over, throwing Magnificus into the air. Now he takes off after him. Cut to Magnificus, shocked at what's happening, but more shocked at what happens next. Cut to the captain, grabbing him, bending Magnificus backwards. He's about to break him in two. Cut to Magnificus as he screams. Manages to twist free, jumps from the rooftop, trying to escape. Captain Marvel right behind him. Cut to a police helicopter roaring in close to the action. Cut to the helicopter as Magnificus spots it, heads for it. Cut to, we're close to the hotel now, and Beautia is still on the roof, video camera aimed at the action. I hate just cutting to her going with her camera. Like, let her do something.
Do literally anything.
Anything. I mean, Kelly's texting people here because the script is giving her nothing.
She's
to
working.
do.
Literally nothing.
She's working.
Also that.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
Thanks, Bill.
It didn't even be like, and she's not even a good camera person.
Yeah.
What is this crap?
She has the lens cap on. What a dummy. Whap, whap, whap. Beautia is still here, just to remind you she exists, and we're still not giving her any lines. Cut to Magnificus, right beside the helicopter now.
I'll kill the pilot.
I don't think so. Cut to Magnificus, smashing the tail of the helicopter. Is this where the pilot is? Back here! Which starts to fall. Captain Marvel goes after it. Magnificus takes off, trying to get away. Captain Marvel grabs the helicopter, steadies it. Cut to the helicopter pilot, staring out at Captain Marvel, and his life has just been saved. And he starts to say a very loud thank you, but suddenly he is shouting something different. Look out! Cut to Magnificus, close behind Captain Marvel now, who is doing his best to keep the helicopter from falling. Magnificus has a thick metal wire in his hands, slips it around Captain Marvel's throat, and as he starts to strangle him, cut to Beautia's view, close in now, capturing the action. Captain Marvel says holy moly in surprise, in the directions, not in any actual dialogue, and then is in the fight of his life to stop from being choked to death. Cut to Captain Marvel, and with one incredible exhibition of strength, he snaps Magnificus over his head. Magnificus goes spinning through the air. Captain Marvel brings the helicopter safely to the nearest rooftop. Then he's off after Magnificus. Cut to Magnificus, leading from one building roof toward the next building as Captain Marvel comes close. I have a theory. Magnificus glares at him, leaps to still another building. Tell you what it is. I can fly, but you can't. You can only jump from place to place. So my theory is that if I grab you and take you very high up in the air and then drop you, guess what? You'll fall. You'll crash and burn, just like everybody else. What do you say? Shall we test my theory? If you don't want to, I won't force you. Yes or no?
Stay away from me.
I'm calling that a yes. That was the worst superhero banter I've ever read in my life.
He's 12.
Not an excuse.
Wisdom of Solomon, still 12.
Doesn't have the wisdom of Solomon
Oh,
yet.
that's true.
He's the last one to turn up.
Also, wisdom of Solomon does not mean the wit of Solomon.
I feel like Zeus was pretty smart, too.
I don't know about that. He got caught with affairs multiple times.
I
by
was
his
going to
wife.
say, a smart guy can get away with cheating if he really is that smart.
I mean, if you're immortal, though, maybe you're just starting shit because you're bored, right?
True.
Also, yeah, he didn't really give a shit about anything.
Yeah,
He literally fucked a woman as a swan, so.
that's a whole nother gallery to click on in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Whoa.
if you ever think that Japanese people and their weird tentacle fetishes are weird, yeah, what must of these people that were writing these Greek myths have
Sean.
been like?
Whoa.
Yeah,
Those aren't
I'm
myths.
going after the Greeks.
Easy with the kink shaming, okay? Those Greeks,
Yeah.
those Greeks had like legitimate, you know.
Have you?
They like 12-year-old boys too.
That's true. All of that is very true. Captain Marvel suddenly rocketing in at the other man, grabbing Magnificus, heading for the sky. Cut to the two of them, high up now. Captain Marvel releases Magnificus, who starts to fall. Magnificus tumbles out of frame. We stick with Captain Marvel. Cut to the Captain, flying back toward the ground. An interested look on his face as he follows the other man down. Cut to the ground, a park. Cut to Captain Marvel as he continues his descent. We hear a shriek from Magnificus. Then a crunching sound. Cut to the park as Magnificus careens into the ground, making a hole 10 feet deep, and just lies there. Cut to Captain Marvel. A last look. It's nice to be right some of the time.
Table Reads will return after this brief word from our sponsors.
What's up, docs and docettes? Trevor Thompson, the self-appointed Looney Tunes critic here, and if you like old cartoons and watching online reviewers dissect them, then you probably said the same thing I did about 2 years ago. Hey, what the fuck?
Here, watch your language, bud. We're on the air.
No, I said, why the heck isn't there a Looney Tunes critic? I mean, nobody's devoted strictly to Looney Tunes Merry Melodies, and whenever people do review that stuff, half the time they get it wrong. And they're all millennials, too, so everything before 1985 is racist. Ugh. Well, I'm the guy you want anyway. Every Saturday morning, I do a brand new commentary of a Warner Brothers short. All throughout the month, I do video essays examining the history of these cartoons. And every few months, I do a full-length review and or interviews with people who worked on Looney Tunes projects. Catch my videos on youtube.com/FerrisWheelhouse2 or just use the hashtag Looney Tunes Critic. And now, here's Eric Bauza, the new voice of Bugs Bunny, to bring this commercial home.
You've been listening to Trevor Thompson, the self-appointed Looney Tunes critic. Ain't he a stinker?
Lights, camera, action.
So the movie's kaput, which means your script ain't worth the buffalo shit on a nickel.
Now, back to Table Reads.
So this is the part of the show where normally I would chat with my co-hosts and we would discuss what we've just read and I would see what they think, but I think we're all on the same page that it was just sort of a tedious fight with way too many cut-tos and nothing meaty for Kelly to do.
But that's like par for the course. That's to be expected in the script at this point.
The script,
Yeah,
definitely.
at this point, for sure. Though I do feel like Beauty is being set up to have a great turn and like a strong finish.
Because she's gonna like sacrifice herself for fucking Captain Marvel because now she's in love. It's gonna be some bullshit.
That's probably true.
Yeah, let's not give them that much credit.
Look.
Or she and Jenny are gonna get in a fight. Like, it's gonna be so.
Oh, no.
Hairpin.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Bitch slap fight. Yeah, that would be real bad. Just the worst. Just so bad. But that's probably what's going to happen. damn it, Kelly.
Sorry. I wish I could say that I believe
She had a lot of time to think on that one, man. She probably read ahead too.
She's probably just
I have not read ahead.
Oh, okay.
She's probably just been a woman watching movies all her life.
She also been here for the duration of the script, so.
Yeah,
The
there's
shit
that.
show.
Fade in.
Cut to a police hospital. Do police have their own hospitals?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, I hate to interrupt one line in, but is there such a thing
Commissioner
as a police
Robert
hospital?
Flanagan, the police hospital magnate. Welcome to the police hospital.
Cut to a small room, barred windows, all that. You know, all the stuff that you always see at a police hospital.
It's where they store the important geriatric prisoners.
Magnificus, unconscious, lies tied to a bed.
No.
Bandages and tapes and splints everywhere. He's not moving for a while. Now, from his motionless body, cut to the small Sivana dining room. A large computer rests on the table. Beautia operates it. Sivana paces.
Closer.
Suddenly snarling.
Can't you do anything?
Sorry.
Sighs, makes a few clicks, then,
This what you want?
and on her words, cut to the computer screen. That's its own line. We are looking at a tape of Beauty's coverage of the fight, when Magnificus was destroying the helicopter and Captain Marvel was fighting to save it. Please tell me this motherfucker isn't going to see a shadow go into Captain Marvel and go, I know it, it's Zeus!
Spoilers.
Hey.
It's going to fucking happen, I know it. God damn it. And Magnificus was strangling him. Not the clearest picture, but we can make out the captain, surprised as the strangling attempt begins.
What is this, an iPhone 5?
His lips move. We know his words. Holy moly. Cut to Sivana alongside his daughter.
What's he saying?
Hocus pocus?
Shakes her head.
Hold me? Hold up? Wholesome? Holster?
Cut to Beautia. All she has wanted all her life is to someday please her father.
Ugh. Ugh.
I was gonna move past that one this one time.
We could just read it really fast.
But these are difficult times. Now she slows down the tape, studies it. Cut to Captain Marvel in close-up. Enhanced. Holy moly. Cut to Beautia. And she's got it.
He's saying holy moly.
Shaking her head.
But that's a child's expression.
Except it's not. It's not an anybody expression.
They're like, it doesn't have fuck in it, so he's got to be under 12.
He's not saying cunt bags galore.
Jeez.
That's an expression people say, right?
Yeah.
It's like every time I walk into work.
Sorry for my language, Kelly. Cut to Sivana, close up. And we about to see why he...
Says that. It does.
Okay, I'm not having a stroke.
You're right.
Okay. And we about to see why he is the most brilliant mind in history. His eyes blaze. His voice becomes hollow. Strange.
That's because he is a child.
Thinking back.
Do you ever remember me telling about this wizard?
It really says that. Do you ever remember me telling about...
This wizard.
This evil wizard.
Do you ever remember me telling about this evil wizard who kept putting me in prison years ago? He's too old to do that now, but this...
Points to Captain Marvel.
This creature must be who he has chosen as a replacement. The new Captain Marvel is hidden as a child. Make him young.
Cut to the computer screen. Captain Marvel's face freezes. Beauty's hand flicks across the keyboard. And as we watch, Captain Marvel's face changes. That's just a standard plug-in that she has in her video player. Is the DH. Think how
That's
much
an app
money
you could download it on your phone.
Look, she's had a lot of time to just play with her phone when Dad just sends her to video things.
Just think how much money Marvel could have saved by hiring her for the Captain Marvel movie to use her on Sam Jackson.
Yeah, that's true.
God, he looked great, didn't he?
He did.
He really did.
Like
Coulson looked a little weird.
Yeah.
He looked a little like Jude Law's character in AI to me.
A little too plastic.
Yeah. But still, I was so excited to see Coulson on the screen again. It made me happy. But that's not what this podcast is. It always devolves into movies we wish we were watching right now.
Not talking about
Should be our
good stuff.
spin-off podcast.
The what do we wish we were doing instead of this right now?
Whoa.
Podcast.
Dear listeners, continue to listen. Got that promo bucks coming in.
Morphing younger and younger. A montage now of the captain as he must have looked at 22. Almost the same, but more youthful. Now 20, and younger still. Now at 17.
And he's so sexy.
Leaving adolescence. 15. Now he's sexy.
Now he's a sex bomb.
Good looking, but clearly not a man. And now, Billy Batson's face fills the screen. Cut to Sivana, studying Billy.
So that is my new enemy. Find out who he is.
Hold up. I get that narratively, as viewers, we're like, yep, that's it. But how does he know the age? Why is he like stop right there?
Because 12-year-olds
That's the
must
one.
be the age he is.
Because when you go from 11 to 12, you have a holy moly mitzvah.
Now you're a holy man.
Now you're a holy man.
Beauty's fingers fly even faster. She is brilliant. This is... Kelly, you've been typecast. This is literally what you do here on this show.
I'm so happy you think I'm brilliant. You can't take that back now.
I wasn't going to.
I'm holding on to that one.
Beauty's fingers fly even faster. She is brilliant. A blizzard of instructions. Then she hits a key that says, match. And cut to the computer screen. A photo from a local newspaper. Mr. Gates... I really want to know what her Google search was.
Better than apparently theirs when they were looking up Greek gods.
You're right.
She's brilliant.
A photo from a local newspaper. Mr. Gates stands proudly. His arms around two orphans, Billy and Jenny. The caption reads, spelling champs again, despite the fact
He
that
can't
we've
do grammar.
established that Billy is really bad at grammar.
Jenny's the spelling champ.
Says champs.
Yeah.
Two of them. Different age brackets, I would presume, because she's like 4 years older than him.
He might be able to spell Shazam.
That's open for debate.
Doubtful.
S-H-U-H.
Yeah, he wrote it down after he met with the wizard. It's probably like S-H-U-Z-Z-A-M.
Shazam!
Shazam!
And that's why they can't find the info on the guides when they're researching. They're like, I can't find a god that starts with you. Is there a god that starts with you?
Yeah.
Kelly's our local theologian.
I mean, technically there is Uranus.
That's true. Is that a god, though?
Yeah.
Timely
Well, yeah, all our planets are named after Roman
and
gods,
topical. Beauty, everybody.
That's me. That's what you get.
so I just wanted to trick her into saying Uranus.
Mission accomplished.
Spelling champs again. Cut to Sivana and Beautia reading the caption.
Billy Batson. Jenny Ritchie?
The wizard must have given some code word to say when he wants to become Captain Marvel.
Cut to Sivana. That is a jump of logic.
Yeah, he's just telling you.
Wouldn't he have a magic ring? Or is there a pill he can take? Or protein milk like you gave your son?
If he knew the wizard, I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that, I mean, if he kept throwing him in prison, maybe he might have heard him say his name.
No, it's just...
The wizard Shazam.
The evil wizard. He thinks he's an evil wizard. Like, dude, you know that thing where within a story, no character should think of themselves as the bad guy?
Yeah.
But when you're kidnapping billionaires to extort them for money, there's nothing there to have you go like, I'm clearly on the side of right here.
Well, what if he was going to build orphanages with the money he took?
I'm going to steal money from the orphanage billionaire to build orphanages.
My orphanages will be better.
They'll be better. They will manufacture orphans.
Protein shakes everywhere.
Oh, that's what's happening while Bill Goldman writes this. Yeah, cut to Sivana, eyes fixated on the young pair.
Look at him. See how he loves her.
Wait, are they not looking at the camera? Are they gazing into each other's eyes?
I hope so.
In the newspaper photo? Cut to Sivana, close up, huge, in ecstasy. Oh, God.
Oh.
Oh, I did not need those words in that order.
I'm gonna take my pants off first. I love my son as much, and he broke my son's bones. I will break him, body and soul.
Hold on Sivana's madness.
I pull my pants up now.
Cut to a shot unlike anything we've seen. It is as if we are looking at something tiny through a very long telescope. You mean a microscope? And there is movement. Someone is coming closer. Who, though? Still can't tell. Mermaid off the port bow! Whoa, what a swim! Little Mermaid, everybody, with the telescope backwards.
Thank you for that.
Yep.
Everybody
Under the sea.
Everybody needs a little Buddy Hackett in their lives. Someone is coming closer. Who, though? Still can't tell, but the movement is getting more frantic. Hold. Keep holding. And now we can make out that it's Jenny. Jenny Ritchie is racing toward camera. Now her face fills the screen. Despair and shock and pain.
They adopted me, Billy. I'm going away forever.
I got a family.
Oh, worse.
I bet you it's Sivana.
Cut to Billy. It's Billy she was running toward. He is a microscope now. Her words knock him back a step. Despair and shock and pain here too. Cut to Billy and Jenny. Close up. Nothing will ever be the same. And they both know it. Hold briefly, then... This guy is literally writing a scene where we are sad that a young orphan got adopted.
Yeah.
Yeah, in
Cue
earnest.
sad music.
Oh, yeah.
Cut to just the sweetest looking middle-aged couple you ever saw. They are waving. Pull back to reveal Billy and Mr. Gates standing by the front of the orphanage, waving back. Cut to Jenny, seated in the back seat of a car, and she couldn't look happier as she smiles out at Billy and Mr. Gates. It's quite a turn. Cut to Billy. See, I was really picturing more like one of the opening scenes of Sucker Punch.
I love Sucker Punch so much.
I know you do.
So much. Such a good movie.
This is how I get Kelly like back a little bit engaged. I just mentioned Sucker Punch.
Yeah, it works every time.
I hated that movie.
Get the fuck out.
I am right there with you, sir.
I did not like it at all.
It's because you guys didn't understand it. You're just not smart enough.
I wouldn't deny it. Too much protein.
I mean, are you saying I'm not as smart as Zack Snyder?
Zack Snyder is smarter than all of us. That's the problem. That's his problem.
Oh, he understands Superman and Batman better than we ever could. We just don't get his brilliant bat vision.
His bat vision. Yeah, that's the real issue here. What'd you see?
The music was awesome. I don't know how I never noticed like that huge, awesome finale. That really made me wish we were reading something that matched it. So she's happy now. So I guess we're done with that storyline. Jenny seated in the backseat of the car and she couldn't look happier. Blah. Billy and Mr. Gates smiling back at her, watching as the middle-aged couple get in the car. If they reveal this middle-aged couple to be
Savannah,
Beautia and
Savannah.
Oh yeah, the other guy's in the hospital.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, they might have like special magic paste. That,
Yeah.
Probably.
That'll be real dumb. Like, do you remember when they had Magnificus?
Oh yeah.
Like there's like a bodyguard, and it's like, reveal that the bodyguard is Magnificus. He wasn't disguised.
Surprise!
Not all.
It's me.
I just decided not to tell you, and now you're surprised because I forgot someone's supposed to use a camera on this.
Who is this bellhop?
Also that too, yeah. Were we supposed to not recognize Captain Marvel because he has a funny jacket on? He already has a funny jacket on. That's his outfit.
Where does it come from? That's still a question I ask myself. He says
The lightning.
Shazam, and then
It's like Sailor Moon transformation style. He gets like a 30-second like montage of him transforming.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that would save the script.
Yeah, yeah. The whole thing. He like does the
because Shazam,
the turn
twirl.
in the air.
Shazam anime.
Yeah,
That-
Shazanime.
That actually
watch it.
sounds pretty awesome, especially if like they were
Get on it, Hollywood.
all anime tropes and stuff. Like he like has a little like tear under his eye when holy moly.
Yeah. Well, no, the tear would be up here by his
Yeah,
head.
yeah. Ah!
Or when he's embarrassed, he gets those like waterfalls under his eyes, which are just giant white circles. Moving on. Billy and Mr. Gates smiling back at her, watching as the middle-aged couple get in the car. The car begins to move. Out of sight. Gone. Cut to Billy. No smile now, excusing himself, miserably racing off. Runs out of sight. We hear the sounds we have come to know. Cut to, of
Billy.
all things, faint tire tracks in a road. Pull up a little. These are the tracks made by the car taking Jenny away. And they look absolutely like any other. Now, pull way up into the sky. The captain is there, staring down after Jenny. Cut to the road. A million different tracks are faintly visible. Cut to Captain Marvel, and to his eyes, Jenny's car tracks stand out from all the others, like gold. He flies along a moment more, then turns. Jerk. And as he flies back toward the orphanage alone, cut to inside the car. Late afternoon now, and the middle-aged wife is driving. All peaceful here as Jenny stares out the window. Cut to Jesus Christ, again. We have the middle-aged man talking, but the woman's not going to say anything. The middle-aged man in the passenger seat, and he's doing something. Taking a few drops of liquid from a small bottle, squeezing
Jesus
the drops into a cloth. When it is moist, he turns, smiles at Jenny.
Look at this, will you?
Can you read him as Bill Cosby?
Okay.
That is a Jell-O pudding pop. Look at this, will you?
I don't have words.
Yeah, I don't have Bill
was
Cosby
perfect.
either.
I don't have words because I feel like he's right here in the
I loved your montage of getting into character.
You got a pudding, Jell-O pudding pop.
Like
I want our podcast listeners to know that Bill Cosby has not made bail. He is not in the room with us. That is Jocelyn.
Hard to believe, we know.
I wasn't a fan as a kid.
I don't want anyone to think that we've let him in the room with Kelly.
Thank you.
Yikes. Jesus. Let him in the room with me, man. Fuck.
Cut to Jenny as she leans. There were 2 out of the 3 characters in this car are women, and only one is speaking, and it is the man. Cut to Jenny as she leans forward stupidly. In a blink, the cloth covers her face. The middle-aged man holds it there firmly. Then he releases her, and she slides onto the back seat, unconscious. Cut to the middle-aged man, satisfied, beginning to pull the heavy makeup from his face. It's Sivana. We didn't call that at all. And Beautia is doing the driving. As she speeds up, cut to night and a room we have seen before. It's the laboratory in Savannah's house, the place where Beautia brought her father back to life. Jenny lies alone in the room, strapped on the operating table, and she is terrified. Who wouldn't be? But now it gets so much worse. Now it's all she can do not to scream. Because here comes Sivana, carrying a large glass bowl. He puts it down alongside her. It's filled with his bugs. Jenny tries to get away, of course. Can't.
You are going to be so sorry.
Why? Because of him?
Jenny says nothing.
Captain Marvel, child. I know all about Billy and the captain.
Jenny is stunned, probably because there is no motivation for him to have figured this out. It's ridiculous.
Just an iPhone app.
Cut, and at this point it would be... No, it would be like a BlackBerry app.
Even
because
better.
this script was written before iPhones.
I don't think there was ever a time before iPhones.
There was. A simpler time.
We call it the dark times. Cut to Sivana, and now Jenny's nightmare is getting worse. He picks up a large hypodermic needle with which to inject her with bugs, and then reaches into the bowl, takes out an... I think he's going to inject a beetle into her.
Cool.
Takes out an enormous beetle and crushes it over a calibrated glass tube. Dark drops of dark liquid fall from the beetle into the tube.
What are you doing?
Do I frighten you, dear? Well, a word of advice. Soon you will have no mind left. So while you still control it, go somewhere wonderful. When you are brave and free, make that your last memory. When was it, child?
Cut to Jenny's perfect face. Her eyelids flutter, and she tries to take her mind away.
When I saved Billy.
Cut to Sivana as he crushes more insects. Liquid from their bodies drops into the calibrated tube.
That is brave. Go on.
There was this blizzard. I was staring out at the snow and...
Staring at the snow end.
Cut to Jenny, close up.
It doesn't make sense, but I just knew there was someone out there. I tried getting a grown-up, but no one believed me. So I just ran out myself, and I ran all over, and I can still feel the snow on my dress. And it was freezing, but I kept on because I knew there was someone waiting for me. Then I found Billy and brought him in.
Wonderful. Hooray for you. And now I've got a special surprise.
He pours the dark liquid from the tube into the hypodermic needle.
The ancient Egyptians were far wiser than we ever will be.
False.
And they worshipped the scarab beetle because it possessed such extraordinary powers.
False.
could do such amazing things.
They ate poop.
Now my surprise.
He holds the needle close to her.
This is for me.
And he
What
plunges
twist?
and he plunges it into a vein in his own arm, presses the plunger down, and becomes
Scarab Boy. Roly poly.
Pete Best, the fifth Beatle. Sivana takes a deep breath, puts the needle aside, goes to a nearby mirror, looks at himself. Cut to Savannah in the mirror, close up. And very quickly it happens, as we watch. His eyes don't just blaze. No, they seem to flame. Now back to normal. Cut to Savannah, turning back to Jenny.
Look at me.
Cut to Jenny, as she does. And then she cries out, because his eyes flame. Then go back to normal. Cut to Savannah and Jenny, heads close now.
You must have been so frightened in that blizzard.
Blizzard?
Hold on. Now she is still. Cut to Savannah looking at her.
I've burned your memory away. You're just a vegetable now.
She just spoke. That's not a vegetable.
She's repeating.
He unstraps her, lifts her.
Oh, wait, you missed. Oh, yeah, never mind. I missed something. Never mind.
And will be till you die.
He carries her out of the room.
Dun,
Cut
dun,
to
dun.
middle of the night.
Fade out.
So Kelly finally got some lines.
Only to be reduced to another character trope of a woman who is incapacitated to motivate the man.
I give it 3 pages before one of Kelly's characters gets shoved in a fridge.
Yeah, or stumbles down a basement.
Yeah, or tied up and...
Oh yeah. This is like
she was just unstrapped from a table. I think you've missed that
this
part.
is 2 beats away from being tied to a train track.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Yeah, I mean, literally chloroformed. So we got that going for us.
I like how terse the chloroform part was. Like,
Right.
it's just normal. Savannah had done this a million times. Like,
It's
it's
like,
one sentence.
par for the
He didn't
course.
describe this. He didn't go into like detail. It just, she leans forward. He holds it to her face. She passes out. They're cool. Buta drives.
Look, I don't want to be one of those guys that's like, she deserved it. But if someone tells you, hey, look at this cloth, you deserve to get chloroformed.
Jeez.
I like that he went through all the trouble of formally adopting her.
Well, that way they're not going to look for her.
Yeah, like, you'd think he'd at least be like, can we take this one for a test drive?
Right. They will look for her. They still send, like, people to check up on you.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. But she'll be a vegetable by then.
Yeah, so what's it matter?
She'll just,
Oh,
they'll
yes,
just- they'll just hand-
I'm the young lady's caseworker. I'm here to check on her. Oh, she's over here being a vegetable. She died.
they're just going to hand
She got a
they're-
lot stupider.
They're
going to
hand her a controller and put Fortnite on the Xbox.
That's all she does anymore.
Well, she does.
Just put a phone in her hand.
She just flosses and Fortnites all the time.
Well, everybody, I do want to say, and this is very important, please tell your friends about this show. Not for me, but for Joshua and Kelly, the real stars of the show.
Aw. Where's the catch?
I'm just here because I read all the shitty things, so I'm not the part anyone's here for. I'm reading all the shitty dialogue, or not dialogue, you guys are reading the shitty dialogue.
I'm here for.
I'm reading a lot of
I'm
shitty
here
dialogue.
for Kelly's most recent Game of Thrones shoot.
Aw, thanks, Josh.
It's
What a
pretty
plug.
awesome.
I wish I
Thank
had
you.
any time in my life to even so much as open Instagram to know what you're talking about, but I'll check it out
You
later.
should just share it on our group
You
thread.
should've just lied and
share it on
said
the
that, yes, it was
share
good.
it on the group thread because it's awesome.
I've
Aw, thank
seen
you.
enough of your cosplay to know that it is great without looking at it.
Nice save, nice save.
That's true. I like your
but-
gender bent Aquaman.
But I mean, you mean Mira?
You mean Mira?
I didn't watch the movie.
I'm just like staring at you like I can't tell if you're trying to make a joke.
I'm trying
or
to
not.
save Sean right now, and it worked.
No, I literally I haven't even opened Instagram. Like my work.
Oh.
Oh yeah, he's been working.
He has
he's
been working
burning
hard.
it on both candles.
He has been working hard.
We missed 2 weeks.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't been in this room together in a fortnight. Bringing it back.
Whoa, circular.
Damn, girl.
I just showed him my picture.
Links in the bio.
Thanks. Yeah, this will probably be out by the time Game of Thrones comes out.
Oh my
Good
god.
timing. Good timing.
Yeah. Well, if you want to see my cosplay, guys, please.
I did
take a
try rewatching all of Game of Thrones, and then work was like, no.
I'm gonna watch maybe 5 episodes back.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
It's a good
That's
call.
too much.
So,
Just-
check out Kelly's Game of Thrones cosplay
Thanks.
on Instagram
Please do
at
that.
xkirakelly.
Yep. XKIRAKELLY.
And Joshua has a website for his voiceover stuff.
I do. JoshuaJBaker.com. Right now, I'm specializing in internet videos, e-learning, things like that. Mostly corporate stuff. Trying to get into a little bit of the character stuff, but that's a lot harder to break into. So if you got a character project and you like my shitty Arnold Schwarzenegger, give me a call.
I think, Joshua, you should go to MomoCon
True.
and just chat it up with the guests. Patrick Warburton was just announced.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's true.
Cool.
So we're going to get Patrick Warburton on this show.
If we could do some, if we
be a
did some
great Sivana.
dial out stuff, we could totally do that.
I mean, we can't afford it.
We cannot afford him.
Well,
Maybe Josh can afford him.
no, I don't know about that.
Even if he's going to do it pro bono, we can't really afford him.
Sure. Well,
We're too broke for free.
I'm going to VO Atlanta coming up. So if any listeners are there, say hi. High fives and hand slaps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come see him. His face is as handsome as his voice.
It has nothing in common with my Bill Cosby impression.
His face looks exactly like his Bill Cosby impression. All right. You can follow this show on Instagram at The Table Reads, on Twitter at The Table Reads. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/Table Reads. You thought there was going to be a "the" in there, didn't you?
There's not.
There is not. So fuck you. Also, we're on YouTube and the iTunes and Stitcher and maybe iHeartRadio. It's still being reviewed. We don't know yet. But yeah, go out there, check us out, follow us, tell your friends to listen to Kelly and Joshua, even if they have to listen through the other guy. We'll see you later.
This podcast was created by Sean McBee. For more, visit TableReadsPodcast.com. Cut to black.